And do you know why I should have known better?
Why?
Because it was Zach Ostachuk's?
Oh, such shit.
Ostash? Nope. No, that's his name.
Hi, Shannon.
Hi, Allie.
Hi, Sarah. Sarah, how are you?
Well, I've been better. I've been having a weekend. So our internet just decided to spontaneously kill itself. So I missed 2 out of 3 games that we're going to talk about this week.
Slay.
I had to do my performance review over the weekend because my manager forgot me.
Oh.
Yeah. My car got a flat tire and I'm also sick. So it's just been one thing after another.
Oh.
But it did have one shining moment that did happen yesterday that made everything all better. Roman came home from running some errands yesterday, and he said that he had a very serious Valentine's Day gift for me. It's still January, but
it's got to be good then.
And he just couldn't wait to give it to me. And he pulls something out of the drawer and hands it to me, and it is a copy of Icebreaker, our favorite book.
It's like we're starting our own little book club.
I think we are, yeah.
Hockey romance book club. Let's do it. Tell Roman thank you, because
I will.
I need somebody to go on this journey with me. I feel like I'm still on the Icebreaker journey. Like the chapter has not fully been closed.
Yeah, no. It's so much longer than I thought it would be, too. Like this is in depth. This is in detail.
It's like 44 something chapters.
Oh my gosh.
It's ridiculous.
There's a lot in this.
Wow,
I immediately flipped to that very first chapter where things get a little spicy, just so I could see like a little glimpse of it. And it's got some content to it. It's got some spicy content to it for sure. So this will be an interesting read.
I'm so curious what you think, because I want to know. I need somebody to compare notes. I can't wait. I got to dig up my notes.
Yeah.
We're going to have to do like a proper deep dive, compare our smut ratings for each chapter.
Well, I think that's the best Valentine's Day gift possibly ever.
Yeah.
Coming a month early.
Yep, a little bit, but it's fine.
What if you come home next week and he has like a different hockey romance book?
Oh, shoot.
Fucking around. What's next?
We'll do that one next, yeah.
Well, I'm super excited. And my brain, it's gone. It's out the door. It's out the window. It's outside.
That's where it belongs.
Yes, it does. On the sidewalk.
Yep.
It cannot come back inside.
There are no brains here.
Because this is Hot Girls Hockey. Born in Jersey. Our weekly opinions on the Devils. No facts here because we analyze by vibes. So
it's another vibes episode this week.
Oh, yeah.
The brain is locked outside.
In January, quite frankly, I woke up this morning and I had the realization that there's a whole nother week of January left.
Yes, there sure is.
I don't know that I have the strength to do it.
Well, Allie, can you bring us into our red carpet report of this week?
Well, the boys brought the outfits out of hibernation.
Okay.
Because we'd had a couple of weeks of them just kind of wearing the generic Patagonia zip with the pea coat thing.
It's not bad.
It's fine.
It's not
and something about the freezing temperatures apparently made the boys' side decide we're going to get dressed up in actual outfits.
Oh.
Which is the opposite of how I've felt the past couple of weeks.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just surviving.
I've been wearing these same pink sweatpants that I spilled red nail polish on for multiple days in a row now.
Yeah.
All right. We've got a top few to talk about. We've got a bottom few.
Okay.
Let's just get into it. Right at the top here, we have Mr. Tomas Tatar, who we haven't seen on this list in a while.
No, not really.
I feel like it's been a bit since, was he the one who did the red pants with the purple jacket lining? And it was just scary next to Nico.
Yes. Okay. Yes, I think that was him. Yeah, that was a frightening combination of things. But, very entertaining. And I applaud it for that. He was a little more color coordinated this week. We see
Yeah.
him
I like it.
arriving in this like green gray suit with the black. And you know what I love? I love when you wear something other than a dress shirt under a suit jacket. That was a hard sentence to say.
Yeah.
Some people hate that look, but I don't know. I think it's fun.
I love it. Like when Timo did the turtleneck. This is fun. This is a zip up turtleneck.
Yeah. It's just like a black quarter zip, but something about like the casual shirt combined with this like very chic looking suit. I like it.
Yeah. It's like sporty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's funny you mentioned Timo's suit that I called possibly the best outfit of the year.
Oh.
Because he
why?
actually wore the exact same suit again this week. He knows that one's a winner.
He knows it's
He was
good,
listening. he really wants best of the year.
I didn't put it on the list this week just because that would be a little boring to do it 2 weeks in a row. But actually, if you look at this photo, you can kind of see all the way to the left, there's a slight crop of like someone's elbow.
Oh.
If you see that little bit of blue there, that's Timo wearing the suit that was best last week. You know?
That's
I kind of
hysterical.
cropped him out of this photo. So just know that he's there and he looks great. But, you know, I had to give attention to someone else.
Yeah. Tatar, it's looking fine.
Yeah.
I really like this.
I like this outfit. Next up, we have Nicotine Hischier, who seemed like he kind of was just wearing the same outfit for a while and then finally like got back to his closet.
Yes.
Are you sure it was his though?
What do you mean?
I feel like he borrowed this from Siegenthaler, is my first thought.
Why do you think that?
Because it's a double-breasted suit with large lapels.
Yes, it is a very, very much a Siegenthaler sort of suit.
Yeah.
And he paired it with his rose beanie just to make it his own.
That makes me feel like he is superstitious. The amount of times we've seen this beanie. Like, granted,
probably is,
I'm
yeah.
attached to my hat.
You are
Like,
very
I know
attached.
I am, but I don't have any superstitions attached to it. It's just comfort. So, I don't know.
Maybe
Just-
he is.
Or he just likes his hat, which is probably more likely.
Also normal and reasonable.
Yeah.
He's still ruining this beautiful suit with his fuck ass sneakers, but at least this time they match the sneakers the kid walking in with him is wearing. So
Yeah.
that's cute. What do you guys think
Yeah.
he's holding in his hand? What is that?
I can't tell. I need to zoom. Enhance.
Maybe a Red Bull.
Maybe, but it looks kind of short.
But it is. Well, they make tiny cans.
Is it Zinn's?
I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what a Zinn is. I feel old. I don't know what that is.
It's a little like tobacco. No, not tobacco. Sorry. It's a little nicotine pouch that people suck on. They're gross.
Ew.
In my opinion, they're very gross.
I don't think that's what that is.
But they come in like a little can that's that shape. I just think if it is that would be really, really funny.
I highly doubt it.
He's not that kind of person.
Nicotine Hischier? Wait, have you never seen him walking around with his Zins can?
No,
No.
really?
It's like what he's
Ew.
everyone makes fun of him for that online all the time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I had no idea.
Yeah, dude has a nicotine addiction.
Huh.
Ugh.
Addition.
Addition.
I'm
I
fucking
guess
Wow.
he's
understand it.
audition. I know.
Yeah,
I broke my
maybe.
table. Addiction. I just knocked the leg off the table. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Fine, we'll keep going.
You know what? Moving on. Anyway,
Yep.
from Nicotine Hischier, we're going to talk about,
Nico. Hey,
Oh, look who it is again. What a surprise.
Also, wait, hold on. Is he wearing the same watch? I did notice in the last one it was a gold watch with a black face. I'm a sucker for that.
yeah, you do like that color combo.
Yeah, I do.
Is it gold? Is it silver? I can't tell.
The first one's gold.
Oh, this one's okay.
Yeah,
So
this
I
one
think
looks
it's
silver.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
know.
maybe
just be
he
lighting.
appropriately matched. Who knows? All right, let's talk about the suit.
I like
Is this best?
I haven't decided yet.
Or I mean, in the
Okay.
running for best.
Oh, yeah.
I think all of these are, aren't they?
Yes.
So far?
Yes. After
Okay.
this. Why, you don't like this?
I don't.
Wait, what's wrong
really?
with it?
I think the fit is good. There's just something about the dress shirt that just feels sloppy to me. That just kind of takes away from the
It's
suit
just a white
itself.
dress shirt.
It's
I don't
it's
know.
fine. I
It
think
is
this one fits
fine.
better than the last one.
I agree,
Last one was
actually.
a little bit too big.
Yeah, I didn't like
Yeah.
the fit.
Anything.
This one is like a brown plaid suit. It's wool. I like that the white dress shirt matches the white beanie. And I've said before that I like when logos are monogram, like white on white. And so this
Mhm.
beanie has like white embroidery
Oh,
on
yeah.
white. I don't know.
That's
I
true.
like that. Then the white sneakers, like normally I don't love the sneakers, but these three white elements combined with the brown, I also just love the color brown. And I don't think people wear enough brown clothing. I don't know. I
He
like
looks like a latte to me.
He looks like a latte.
Yeah. I don't know why. That's what I get when I say this.
Nico, and I love a latte.
I'm a chai person, so I need a lighter shade of brown.
We didn't say it was a cafe latte.
I need like a cream.
Yeah.
I need more.
There's
more.
cream. That's the hat.
The hat's like the whipped cream.
Exactly.
Well, out of these 3 outfits, I'm sorry, Shannon, this one is actually my favorite.
Don't make me do it.
I
can't. I can't because there's 2 of him on here. So
the other one's just going to move into that slot.
Tatar. I'm gonna reserve.
You can do whatever you want.
No, you could use it.
No,
I don't control you.
No, I need 1 Nico on the list to use the veto.
It can't be Nico
2
on the list twice every week from here on.
What if I only put Nico on the list? All Nicos all the time.
What do we do? We didn't think about the possibilities of this.
Sarah, we'll just have to form some kind of coup.
We might have to. Yeah, at that point.
The red carpet report.
I have to be quite honest with you guys. I was getting a little worried until recently because Nico just was not bringing the outfits.
Oh.
I really was struggling to put him on the list. He was really just wearing the same like black dress pants with a button down and like a jacket for weeks now. And I was sweating a little. I was getting nervous. I don't know if Timo had to sit him down and have a talking to.
Probably. But
maybe
Timo's in the same boat if he wore the same suit.
Yeah, he finally got his shit together and wore some actual suits this week.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, Nico Hischier, best of the red carpet report. Oh my God. That's never happened before.
What a surprise.
Wait, which one? The brown one?
This one I actually don't think I've seen before, or at least if I did, I didn't put it on the list. So yeah, the brown
doesn't
one.
look familiar. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Shannon. Actually, I'm not.
I know you're not.
Do you want to talk about the worst?
Yeah. There's no second.
Third? Second would be Tatar.
Okay.
Yeah.
In this green suit.
I just had to make sure it was documented, recorded.
Yes.
Noted.
Well, I'm taking my notes.
Yes. She's crunching the numbers.
I'm doing the devil's math.
Tomasz Tatar clearly liked this black quarter zip so much that he wore it twice.
Mm-hmm.
The other time he wore it, he matched it with his fisherman accessories.
Mm-hmm.
Notably,
this photo.
I actually like this more. There's something
I can't
about
decide
the
how
color.
I feel about it.
I love the color because he's wearing that purple jacket that I, funny enough, referenced the last time he was on the worst list.
It's like the fisherman jacket with the giant toggles.
Yeah, but I like these weird large accessories. I think because they're toggles, there's more of them. When it's buttons, it just feels more non-cohesive.
Speaking of the buttons, something insane happened today.
Did you buy something with a big button on it?
The Brunello Cucinelli that Curtis Lazar wears that makes me want to light my eyes on fire. I wore it again this week. I didn't put it on the list because I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah. He likes it.
Katie saw someone wearing it this morning on the subway.
No.
And she just texted me out of the blue with no context. The buttons are bigger in person.
Confirmed.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Confirmed.
No.
That's funny.
Oh my God.
So this one makes me wonder, like, are the fisherman toggles even bigger in person?
Probably.
But I like it. I like the weirdness of this jacket. I like the purple. I think what makes this feel like room for most improvement is the hat just kind of makes the outfit feel way more casual in like not a good way.
For me, it's the pants. I don't like the purple leaning navy. Like it's a navy blue jacket, but it leans kind of purple and the pants lean
navy blue. I thought the jacket was purple.
See, I think that's just the red lighting that's shining on it.
I think it is just the red lighting.
I've seen him in this jacket before.
Dark navy, yeah.
And the pants, I've also seen him wear these pants before, and they're like a bright ass blue.
They are like royal blue.
Yeah.
That does not match.
And the hat I actually like, but I think the hat makes it a little costumey with the beard and the hat. It's a little
sinister fisherman.
Catch me
Why
at the
is
wharf.
he making that face? Why?
It's the face that
so
just
funny.
makes it fun.
Yeah, this and then like the almost the combat Chelsea boot combo with the random strap across the midfoot that doesn't actually do anything. It has a little buckle on it.
Why not?
This is very like meet me at the wharf and bury the body. Like it's ominous.
It's a weird one, yeah.
I like the weird.
But you know what?
Yeah.
It wasn't terrible.
Oh.
The one that really got me was Luke Hughes. We're gonna go bottom to top on this outfit.
Okay. Bottom first. All right.
Okay. Bottom are these canvas grandma sneakers.
Yes, literally. My grandma had like a pair exactly like this. She wore every single day.
These are like Keds. Like
yes.
And one of them's untied.
Yeah. Yeah. That's me. I walk around with untied shoes all the time.
And
just don't worry about it.
Then these metallic purple blue plaid pants that he loves to wear these, and every time I see them, they just look like shiny wrapping paper.
The lighting
material looks so thin.
Is not doing this any favors.
No,
this is not the lighting for these pants. You are right. That is wrapping paper.
You know, like that Project Runway quote where it's like, it can be tight, it can be shiny, it can be short, it can be some combination of the two, but it cannot be all three. Whenever I see these pants, I'm like, it can be baggy, it can be plaid, it can be shiny, it can be a combination of the two, but it can't be all three.
Correct.
These pants are all three.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then and they almost look like pajama pants. And
they
then
do, yeah.
As you go up, we see this jacket that just is, it's just too short. Luke is a tall boy.
Yeah. I agree.
And this is a short jacket.
It's just not hitting him at the right spot.
And it's got these weird, I don't know if this is the type of jacket where the buttons, like.
It's only two.
Or is it just he only buttoned two of them? Because it also appears to have a zipper that's like secured higher up.
Oh, huh.
Because you would think the top
like
would
an inner jacket and an outer piece,
possibly.
Maybe like where they're
like he's wearing a quarter zip or something underneath it, but like the collar of the jacket is clearly secured on the inside because it's not pulling open. But there's only two buttons on the lower end of the jacket that are buttoned.
Maybe it has an invisible top
How's it
button.
doing that?
So like I just don't know if it's the type of jacket where like the buttons are like hidden behind and then they only poke through a few, and then there's like a zipper, and like I have questions about the construction of this jacket.
Maybe.
And then it also has those double pockets where his hands are in the lower like diagonal pockets.
Oh yeah.
But like up by his belly button, it's got the flap pockets.
Too short.
Those are definitely fake too. Those don't have anything in them.
Yeah, why are they there? They're not adding any dimension. This jacket is a sack.
Yes, it is.
And then we get to the top where he tops it off with a gray Yankees beanie.
I feel like that's not even his. Like someone put that on his head.
Yeah, feels out of place.
The irony of showing up to your own professional sports team event and a different sports team's memorabilia is actually kind of iconic. I think that's my favorite part of the outfit.
Yeah. I, funny enough, agree that I like the beanie.
Yeah.
Even though it's like it does not help with everything else that's going on.
It's given him a little bit of like a horn at the front of his head.
A little bit. Yeah.
Just a smidge.
Not bare ears. This one's got a little bit of
He's a
just
unicorn.
Well,
this is my vote.
Hello?
We have Voses now.
I agree with you. Yeah, this one's not good. Putting it at the bottom. You know, Tomasz Tatar got second place this week, but he also gets a demerit for being.
Oh, I don't have a category for demerit. Hold on.
Tatar. A red carpet report demerit. You know, he's not in last place, but he's been warned.
Yeah. Is Luke room for most improvement or worst?
Well, I forgot. Those are separate.
There's also a worst. It's a separate category.
I'm going to make this a worst.
All right. That feels appropriate.
And if you want to look at these outfits as you listen along, check them out on our social media. We post them there. YouTube Shorts, TikTok for as long as who the flip knows.
Instagram and Twitter.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah, can you bring us into our weekly update?
So this time we actually have a slight change in what I'm going to tell you guys this week. We are down to third in the Metro.
Whatever.
It's fine. It's fine. We're like down by 1 point behind. It's not the end of the world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The bigger problem is more in our last 10 that we've gone 3, 4, and 3.
Wow.
But, I'm still not worried. It's fine. We have 27 wins, 17 losses, 6 overtime losses, 60 points. That puts us 8th overall by points percentage. It's 11th, but whatever. I don't care.
Sure.
It's fine. They're still doing fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not worried. The Capitals, on the other hand, just continued to get better and better and better, and I don't like it.
I don't like how far ahead they are in points.
Yeah.
Though, I did have a thought about this, that the Devils do best when they come in thinking they're the underdog.
It's true.
So I think coming in third in the Metro, if we actually finish that way to go into the playoffs, is to our benefit.
But wait, if they come in third in the Metro, who do they square off against?
Still Carolina.
Still Carolina.
Yep. They're in second now.
I'm fine with that. As long as it's anything but the Capitals. If it's the
Doesn't
Capitals,
change anything.
I'm not watching.
Yeah.
If it's the Capitals, I'm actually sedating myself until that series is over.
Yeah.
Because if we finish top of the Metro, we're not winning the cup. It's not happening.
Right.
We'll never make it past the first round of the playoffs.
We will get a really pathetic banner to hang up.
Could get a very silly banner. Some Devils things that happened this week. They announced the quarter century teams, which is basically just a marketing campaign for them to just kind of talk about the greatest players that the Devils have had in the organization. Every team's doing it. They're just announcing one team per day. So they did that. There have been many a trade rumor surrounding JT Miller and if he's possibly going to the Devils, if he's possibly going to the Rangers, a million other teams. I don't think it's happening. Don't think he's coming to the Devils. And I don't care.
Everything I've ever heard about JT Miller has been against my will.
Yep. And I would like to learn no more.
It's enough.
Jack got finger stitches in the middle of the Bruins game the other day. People were like freaking out. Like, why didn't he come back to the bench? Because he was off getting stitches in his finger.
What? How? Did the glove fly off? Was he in a fight? Like, I obviously didn't see this. And
it got cut somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think we saw. I assume it's on a skate, but I don't think I saw the injury happen.
Me neither.
He just didn't come out for a little bit, and everyone was like, "Oh my god, did he get benched?"
Oh,
and no, he was just getting stitches.
Nope, just that. Yep.
So goofy.
And then the big one, unfortunately, was that Jacob Markstrom has an MCL sprain and is out for 4 to 6 weeks. So no 4 nations for him. But I think if anything, this is the best time for this to happen.
And if we big brain theory this,
I agree.
There's an alternate universe in which Jacob Markstrom plays at 4 Nations and gets injured there instead.
Yes.
Exactly. That's what I was worried about.
So this is actually the better timeline where he's injured now while they have a brief break and then can come back and rest up for the final push of the season. If you follow me down my delusional rabbit hole, you
I'm
will
with
see.
you.
I am so with you.
The rabbit hole with
I'm falling down. Yeah.
I'm right behind. Sarah and I are holding on to your dress.
Yep.
As you go down the rabbit hole.
And we're drinking the potions.
Yep.
Because I also, in the rabbit hole, I think this is great for Jake Allen. I think it's great that he's going to get we get to see how he would do in this series and more back to back. And he's just going to get a little more of that experience. And I think Jake Allen is great. And he's literally here to do exactly this.
Yeah.
So, and I'm happy to watch it happen. See how it unfolds because he's been great in the past. So I'm not worried.
I think,
not worried.
Who did they call up? Do we know yet?
Isaac Poulter.
Isaac Poulter.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
They said Nico Dawes will probably be later on, but
interesting.
So then some other things that happened elsewhere around the NHL this week. We had another goalie goal and an assist in the same game for Penguins goalie Alex Nedeljkovic. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but
I think it's close enough.
Sounds right.
This was so I
love a goalie goal.
I love a goalie
it's
goal.
so fun.
And then you get an assist at the same,
right?
What a
iconic.
Game.
Yeah. The Utah Hockey Club has been having trademark issues with the name Utah Yeti because of the Yeti brand of like water bottles.
I will
I never
personally
considered that.
protest Yeti water bottles if they don't let them have this perfect name.
Why
Mhm.
don't they do a collab right out of the gate?
Thank you.
Truly.
Do it
Yeah.
together
And
not
then
separate.
join the Cryptid Cup and Yeti can release
And
a
make the
limited
Cryptid Cup.
edition Cryptid Cup
God.
Yeti.
Absolutely.
They are missing the opportunity so bad here.
Put me on the board.
Oh
I
my
agree.
God.
Got
What?
ideas.
That's genius.
I
They can still appeal it, so they'll probably put together a good defense, and we'll see. They could still be the Utah Yeti. It
yeah.
could still happen.
It makes so much sense now why they didn't come with out of the gate with it, because like I didn't hear any
Yeah.
news or rumors about any trademark issues. I didn't consider it. There's no other team or league that uses Yeti, but I never thought about
I also
freaking water bottle.
just maintain that a
Like-
Yeti is like a folklore concept.
Yes.
The same as the devil. Like it's not something you can trademark like your particular logo of Yeti for
Absolutely.
your brand,
Right,
but you don't
right.
get to trademark the concept of
Yeah.
Yetis.
No.
Yes. I agree. So curious, first off, what the backup name is.
Other options, I think, are Mammoth, Blizzard, and Venom.
Yes.
Don't do Venom. I feel like
Yeah,
it's
no,
the
I don't like
worst.
Venom.
I think all of them suck compared to Yetis.
I agree.
Blizzard's
Yeah.
okay, but that sounds
Blizzard's
like a high
okay.
school
Mammoth
team.
is
Right.
okay, but
Yeah. I like
Yeti.
Mammoth the most out of those. But
Yeah.
it's not
It's not the
great.
same.
Yeah.
No.
They need to be the Utah Yetis. Yeti.
I'm still hopeful. It can
Brand.
happen.
Get on board. Get on the trip. Like, what? I think ridiculous.
I don't know how to say this next one other than exactly how I've written it here, and that is Corey Perry Nacho Goal.
Elaborate.
So in a
curious.
game, I forget who they were playing against very recently, somebody threw a plate of nachos onto the ice, and people tried to claim that it may have distracted them, but it did not interfere, and Corey Perry scored a goal. So,
Okay.
And everyone had a snack afterwards.
and then they had some snacks for after that.
I think audience members should be put in the penalty box.
Absolutely.
And I
Also-
think your team should have to, like, whatever team you're rooting for has to serve the penalty minutes.
Mhm. I just want to say, first off, who the fuck is throwing food at was this
Right.
Prudential Center?
No.
no, I
Oh,
forget.
no,
who
this is-
it was who the Oilers were playing. I forget.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe even more so. Food's fucking expensive.
Yeah. It's a little
At the
pricey.
arenas.
Right?
Yeah.
Like,
What are you doing?
I'm not throwing my fucking nachos on the ice, no matter how angry I am, because those cost $20.
well, apparently they're throwing out cooked hot dogs into the audience at
Yep.
the Prudential Center.
What?
Yeah.
They're doing a whole glizzy toss. They just
Ew.
not like a hot
Honestly,
dog voucher card, just a
Just
cooked
throwing
hot
the
dog.
actual. Does it have a bun or is it just the?
As a
the
vegetarian
dog.
who is also cannot eat gluten, if one of those hit me, I think that would be
Miserable.
a hate crime.
Yeah.
Like I think I would crash out.
I want there to be like an invisible boomerang barrier around the ice. So if you throw something, it just hits you right back in the face.
Nice.
I'm going to work on that.
Uh,
Figure out the science to make that happen.
a force field Shannon's creating.
Yeah.
A hockey force
She's going to
field.
implement them in every arena.
and then she's gonna put it in front of the Devil's net.
Yes.
Right.
And never
Yeah.
explain why the puck never goes in.
That's why it's
Man.
invisible.
Such a mystery.
I got to make it invisible.
Connor McDavid was suspended for 3 games for cross-checking Connor Garland in the head.
I heard about
and
this.
then the Oilers issued this statement about how disappointed they are with the reffing and blah, blah, blah. And the Draisaitl and somebody else they also made some comments about how, why aren't you protecting your star players? Shut up.
You can't cross check someone to the head.
Just
No.
because he's Connor McDavid? No.
This is
He did a penalty.
right.
Sorry.
Exactly what happened with Timo Meier when he got suspended for 1 game,
Yeah.
where it was like, but no, you're in control of your stick. You did it. You get penalized. Do I
Yeah.
think it's a 3-game penalty? I can't say. I didn't watch it happen, the cross check, but I do think there are consequences.
Yeah.
When you cross check
Even
somebody in that,
even if you are Connor McDavid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Even if it's in retaliation, even if it's like an accident.
Yeah.
The thing, like, we say this every week, but like, there are things more important than hockey, and getting
Truly.
a traumatic brain or neck injury because someone recklessly hit you in the head is more
Yeah.
important. Like, you know, that's why
Yes.
you got to discourage that. I don't care if it's Connor McDavid or if it was even an accident. Don't hit people in the head.
Don't do it.
I agree.
And the last thing, I don't want to talk about Tony D'Angelo, so I won't.
Cool. I don't even know who that is. So it's good stuff for me.
Yep.
Tell me after. Well, do you have a wingman or a wing woman? Tell them to get the flip out of their house and take you out. Tell them you got a fine dress, you got a fine outfit, and you got a concert to go to. You got a game, you got to show off, and they need tickets too. So you should use our discount for $20 off your first SeatGeek purchase. Use the discount code HotGirlsHockey and tell your wingman, step it the flip up. Do I want to say that to the Devils a smidge? Just a little. So starting off with our first game, I wanted to start off and tell you guys, I was in a work vacuum.
Okay.
So I'm phoning it. My past self is phoning it in to my future self for this episode.
Okay.
And that's all I got.
All right. Whatever that means.
Yep.
Somebody understood.
Not going to worry about it.
Can we put that one at the end?
Okay.
My past self is phoning it into my future self.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either, but
Yeah.
I like it.
Okay.
That's the one thing that I said this so far that is the most cohesive in my head, where I feel like my brain is not out on the sidewalk.
So on January 18th at like 12:30, the Devils played the Flyers at home, which is just, you know, there were so many better ways you could spend your Saturday.
Yeah.
And so I did. My only note on this game is I ain't watching this shit. I'm not watching it live. I'm not watching it after the fact. And I definitely wasn't going to rewatch it when I saw they lost 3-1 and only had 4 shots on goal the entire game. 14. Sorry. I'm having a stroke.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
I was going to say
14 is terrible too.
14.
Oh my God.
I'm really, 14.
Still
I made
rough
it sound
for
even
us.
worse.
We used to we were like averaging in the 30s for a moment.
Yeah.
There.
14
happened?
shots on goal. Next. Thank you. Next.
Okay. Let's talk about the next game then. No, I'm kidding.
That makes sense. They only had 14 shots on goal though. Like they were struggling. I didn't get to see most of this game because of the lack of internet problem. But
This is a quality podcast.
Yeah. But what I did see, they were struggling to maintain puck pressure. Like they could not keep control of it at all.
Dougie Hamilton gave us a little bit of hope.
You did.
Put a pin in that. We're going to talk about Dougie a little later.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
We'll talk about Dougie.
Shoink.
Oh, is that the pin sound?
Yeah, I think I'm going to make it the pin sound.
I like it. But then Bratt scored later on. It was ruled offside. There was some ugly play from the Devils that led to the Flyers taking the lead at the end of the third. And then they get the empty net.
Flip.
Sad. Can we go back to overtime? I would like overtime again, actually.
I agree. I'd rather OT than lose.
Yeah, I mean, at least you get a point.
Who would have thought I would miss the OT? Maybe not. I saw the look on your face, Al.
No, I'm contemplating. I'm contemplating because I maintain that a big part of the reason the 2022-23 Devils made it
because
as far as they did is because they took a lot of OT points.
Yeah,
I
they
did the
pushed
math
it there.
in a previous episode. I don't know which one.
No,
Yeah, we do the Devil's math. We don't keep it. That's
we do. Yeah.
Nah.
yeah. We throw it out at the end of the day.
That's
Mhm.
on you guys at this point. Like we've done it. It's yours now.
Yeah, Sarah can only put so many numbers in this spreadsheet of
Yeah.
terror that she's
Yeah.
creating.
It's a mess. If you saw the backside of this, it is something.
The only thing I am sad about this game, unironically, I actually couldn't watch this because I teach Learn to Skate on Saturdays to the little kids.
Yeah.
And I was going to watch the replay because we record them all. But when I saw the final score and the shots on goal, it's like, I don't need to be depressed.
I tried so hard not to spoil it for myself. And then I think I saw one of your guys' chat notifications while I was loading in at work. And I was like, sounds like I shouldn't.
Yeah.
And I was so tired anyway.
And I think we were not the only ones feeling disheartened
Oh no.
about this, because I think the Devils finally felt the pressure to turn it around,
Oh.
because that's not a performance anyone wants to give at home.
No.
Especially not
especially against the Flyers.
Yeah, not to them.
They were having a rough string of games.
Yeah.
It had been like, what, 5 in a row?
Yeah.
I think.
It was the past, I think it was like the past 5 out of 6, because there was one like overtime win in there.
That's not pretty numbers.
And
No,
the
it's not.
Devils had to like bounce back from this the very next day to a game against the Senators, also at home.
Well, I know we didn't win, but how did it go? 2 home games back to back.
Yeah.
I don't know if scheduling wise they're back to back, but to like
They were.
Yep.
lose.
The one day after the next.
Yeah, Saturday, Sunday.
Not good. Not good.
You would think like an opportunity to like really get the fans out there and excited and do well, just take some easy points. But
You know how I like
How
brought
did-
sage the one time? I'm
Oh,
just gonna
yeah.
start planting sage in the Prudential
Maybe.
Center and just like
can we do
places
that like outside
where like they don't
probably got
even
planter
see.
pots.
Oh
right?
yeah, no, I'm talking like hidden in the bathroom ceiling.
Oh.
Shannon's
Oh.
gonna
Under
like
the ice.
open the water
Oh.
tank and put some hydroponic sage in there.
One of the toilets will have a sage plant growing out of it in the women's
Okay.
bathroom.
Yeah.
Everybody, please leave it.
One time I made a bowl out of a gourd, and some of the seeds fell down my bathroom sink at home. And then a couple days later, a gourd was growing out of my sink, and I panicked and
Oh.
like poured vinegar or something down the drain because I thought it was going to destroy my parents' plumbing and I was going to get in trouble.
Oh,
That's so funny. Oh my God. Yeah.
Anyway, I have a question for the people.
Okay.
How do you guys feel about the Senators? Like, just generally speaking.
Why are they
Yeah.
senators? Like, where'd the logo come
Like,
from?
who
What's the
elected them?
history?
I don't know. Not me.
I have no feelings about them.
Yeah.
No,
They're
me
very
neither.
just like
They exist.
existing.
The Senators are one of those teams that I always want them to be better than they are. Like I
Mhm.
always expect them to be better than they are. But when they're on, they can be they can be like a formidable force. When they're off, they're like the Devils when they're off. They're like
Yeah.
goofy.
The way when I first learned about the Senators, however so long ago, my immediate first impression was they were like the Patriots in the NFL.
Okay.
But then I very quickly learned that was not true. But the way their logo and colors and the way they present themselves just gave me that vibe.
Mm.
But it's definitely not how they play.
Interesting.
But they just got the same feelings from
I
it.
just feel like whenever the Devils play the Senators, I don't know what mood I'm gonna, I'm gonna.
It's
Yeah.
just
or
like
wanna be in.
either.
meh. Not like
Yeah.
a meh
Meh.
game, but I have no like love or hate or rivalry for the Senators or expectations for them.
No,
Like I have,
I feel nothing.
yeah.
Huh. The Devils really came out strong and dominated the first period, which is how I knew they were going to lose.
Yeah.
They were out shooting Ottawa 17-2.
Yeah, it was insane.
This was like the reverse. This is what I'm saying, where they clearly were like, okay, this Flyers game did not go so great, so we're gonna like put the pedal to the
Yeah.
metal and come out like 100 miles an hour
Which-
against the Senators. And
Too
as soon as they
fast.
did that, they're gonna lose.
I was just gonna say too fast. They're gonna exhaust themselves.
Yep.
Probably.
And one of my favorite goalies, Linus Ullmark, was out.
Mm-hmm.
Fellow Twitter king.
Oh yeah.
Forsberg was in. They were getting goalied a little bit. I think Linus Ullmark is the more intimidating Senators goalie.
Yes, but I've heard that Forsling has been
Forsling?
stepping it up. Sorry.
Yep.
Forsling? What is it?
Forsberg.
Oh, Forsberg. He's just Forsling.
Yep.
Adding
Again,
another player to the
New
imaginary
roster.
team.
I just
The
because
Salt Lake City Selkies adding yet another player.
Utah could still use that. No,
They
I don't
could.
think anybody has trademark issues with Selkie.
Yeah, I don't think anyone out here is like looking for the seal coats. Something that always gives you a jump scare about the Senators is that you have to see the name Kachuk.
Yep.
Oh. Okay. So I remember watching the highlight for this game, and I remember looking at Brady Tkachuk, and I said to myself, no.
Oh?
You're not related to Matthew.
Oh.
No.
You look nothing alike.
Really?
Not that that matters as siblings. When I saw him, I was like, I know this face. This reminds me of like a very specific actor.
Yeah.
He looked nothing like I thought he did based on his brother. Like it just didn't fully click for me until they were showing him. Oh, I think they look so different.
Wow.
I was like shocked that it was him.
Really?
I really was.
I think they look so similar that sometimes I couldn't, like, if they're not wearing their own team jerseys, like the first couple times I saw their faces, I couldn't tell them apart. Like it took me a while to remember.
Okay.
Which one
like
was
I can
which.
see that they're related for sure, but they are very, very different.
I think I'm blind.
Maybe you're blinded by his bald head.
To me, it looked like he had no eyebrows. So
yeah, he's very light eyebrows.
Yeah. So and that threw me for a loop. I was like,
yeah.
It was very intimidating. Like he reminded me,
little.
What movie? Dune. He reminded me of the alien race on Dune. And I mean that as a compliment. I mean as like super intimidating. Yeah, gonna take you out. Like you have no chance against this man. So,
well, it's funny that you feel that way because Brady Tkachuk showed during this game that he's the good brother.
How so?
At some point, the refs called a high sticking penalty.
Okay.
On the Devils. I don't remember if it was Timo or I can't remember, but someone's stick got close to Brady's face and he kind of like snapped his head back. It looked to me like he snapped his head back to avoid getting hit by the stick. But because of the motion, the refs thought he had actually been hit by the stick. And so they were going to call high sticking on the Devils. And Brady Tkachuk immediately was like, no. I didn't even get hit. It's not a penalty at all. And this was early on in the game when it was still anyone's game. And both teams kind of, especially the Senators, kind of with the way that, the Devils came out hot, kind of could have taken advantage of the opportunity to be on the power play.
Interesting.
Good guy Brady Tkachuk was like, no. There was no penalty. Don't call it. Put your whistle down.
Matthew would never.
Yeah, Matthew would never. Matthew would have fallen on the ground and started crying and wet his diaper.
Pulled out his own tooth to be like, look at what happened.
Look at what the mean Devils did to me, mommy.
Yeah.
Would have whined all the way home about that one.
Well, I like that. I feel like that's just good sportsmanship and professionalism.
Yeah, it is.
That was probably one of the highlights of the game.
Oh no!
When the Senators finally scored, the only way to describe the Devils looked pathetic. Like this was not a good moment for them, and I truly expected that to be like the start of a spiral. But then Tomas Tatar. Oh my god! Okay,
nice.
I'm
That's a good one. Yeah.
Tomas Tatar answered immediately, and I was like, yes. Slay. Okay, we're staying in this. We're not going to spiral. We're not going to panic.
Right. They can do it.
They can do it.
Okay.
But I should have known better. The reason I should have known better is because this goal was Zach Ostapchuk's first ever NHL goal. Because one thing about the Devils is that they're very polite gentlemen. They're very kind. And they love to always make sure to give an NHL rookie his first ever goal. They're always at the scene of that crime.
Yeah, they are.
Theory though.
Oh,
maybe that's why everybody comes back to the Devils down the line. They have positive memories about their first experiences against them.
They're killing them with kindness. They're playing the long game.
Yes,
they are.
If we romance every rookie, get them to have warm, fuzzy feelings about us.
Honestly,
then they either end up on the team if they're good, or they're an opponent later on. But they're like, oh my god, I can't.
Yeah, they don't hate them that much.
I can't do that. Jack Hughes, he gave me the turnover that let me score my first ever goal. I don't remember if that's what happened in this game, but my point. I'm
just saying.
Yeah,
I'm just throwing it out there.
I think that's
it's possible.
The more friends you make, the fewer enemies you have. So for a while, it was a 1-goal game, and I thought maybe this was going to be another OT adventure for us.
I would have preferred it.
But then the Devils do what they do in the third when they come out too hot and then they're starting to get a little tired and they let the Senators take the lead. This is you gotta pace yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta, and this is kind of the start of a conversation the past week among Devils fans about like why the top 6 has been looking a little lackluster. You said this last week, Shannon, that the Devils defense seems to kind of have it locked down. Maybe not perfect, but who is? But they're pretty strong.
Yeah.
The offense has been a little sleepy.
I think that's the best way to put it. We're tired because we went so hard in the beginning of the season. And I think this is like the slump before you get your second wind, maybe.
Yeah.
Where it's like to find the magic again, you have to put in the work again.
The chemistry is kind of gone. They're all in a rut.
Oof.
And it definitely seems like a rut because it's not just one. Everyone goes through like a drought where sometimes you're scoring and more and sometimes you're not scoring more.
Sometimes
but it's all of them.
Yeah, jobs are great and sometimes people are setting shit on fire.
It was Nico, it was Timo, it's Jesper Brad, it's Jack Hughes. A lot of the names that are up there just been kind of off.
Yeah.
And like literally no passes are connecting when they matter the most. Like, like last week I was saying the Devils get a breakaway. I don't even look up because I know it's not going in. When someone has there's no sexy passing the past couple of weeks.
No, there really hasn't been.
Bring the sexy back. Yeah.
That's what they need. That's what they need.
It is. Yeah. But they allow so many turnovers now. It's insane.
I'm just going to play that song on repeat, blasted during the practice. I don't know how I'm going to hack into their Bluetooth speaker, but I'm just going to do it.
If you see a woman on the side of the ice during warm-ups, just with like a speaker over her head blasting sexy back, that's Shannon, and you should call the police.
Yeah. How did she get there?
They'll never take me.
Do you want to know how many shots on goal they had in the third? One goal game. I'm going
to assume like 1 or 0.
3.
Oh, still
Not far.
pretty rough. That is rough.
That's
rough.
Terrible. It's really terrible.
It's rough. And, they tried a little strategy. They pulled the goalie. They sent out only one defender and the rest attackers. That worked, when we threw Stefan Nason out there a couple games ago.
Yeah.
But I think, is this the game that Stefan Nason was still out with neurovirus? I can't remember.
I'm not sure.
Not sure.
It doesn't matter because it didn't work.
Yeah. I wonder if there's just like the vibes, like being in the rut, just a couple people being out, like if it's just not the same routines for them and they're just like missing that one.
Well, I think I think put a pin in that as well. We'll talk about it next game.
Shoink.
Yep. This game, you could hear the crowd booing.
Oh,
it was loud.
I know we're not doing great.
Guys, we don't need boo.
I'll scream in the car, but I won't boo at them.
Yeah. Yeah, the people were booing. And I'm sitting there at home and I'm thinking to myself, regardless of whether the team is worse right now or whatever's going on.
Yeah.
I do think they're losing in more boring ways.
Yeah.
Right. Like the effort, the showmanship isn't there.
Yeah.
And they're all like 1-goal games too. Like they're not
right.
Like we could clench it.
Do you remember last year how many times they had a 6-2 loss or 6-3 loss?
6-3. Ah, yes.
That's just kind of Looney Tunes. That's kind of funny, actually. Like I remember watching that awful Dallas Stars game that I think was around this time last year, actually. And I had tickets to that and I was alone and I don't even normally drink. And I started drinking.
Gone.
And every time the Stars scored, I took another drink and I just remember sitting there. Once the score was like 4, 5, 6, I just started giggling because it's just funny.
It's just funny at that point.
It's just, it's hee hee ha ha. 1-goal games that are kind of boring. That your offense isn't really producing, but they're also just not really doing much. They're just kind of like playing it easy.
That's frustration.
It's just boring too.
Yeah.
It's blah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather Jack Hughes do some weird superstar thing that doesn't work out, but looks cool. I'd rather
I
him do a
agree.
little Instagram hockey
Yeah.
than just kind of them all being there.
Yep.
My other theory is maybe everybody's off. I don't know what thing is out of season during the winter. Maybe they have some kind of like
The avocados or something.
routine, something. I don't know. Maybe they're
Maybe.
missing their avocados, their
Yeah.
berries, something.
There's bird flu in the eggs.
I'm just
Maybe-
saying.
So maybe
they're just not getting enough eggs.
Maybe they're not getting their
Maybe
eggs.
Yeah. Sorry. Just thinking about it.
Well, you weren't the only one thinking about it. Sheldon Keefe was also thinking about it. And he was thinking, what can I do to shake things up a little bit? Because, sometimes when you're in a rut, you just got to shake things up.
Is this the tweet
Yeah.
you said to the
You
chat
just got to do
Yep.
things that are a little bit weird. I don't know what tweet I sent to the chat. So maybe
about the first line?
It's
The
just
first
lines.
line.
Yeah.
January 22nd, Devils are playing my personal NHL sleep paralysis demon. I don't know
Yeah.
why the Bruins do this to me, but they give me
Same.
anxiety. They're playing the Bruins
Mm-hmm.
at home.
It's even
And Sheldon
worse.
Keefe said, I've got a plan, you guys. I'm going to get the Devils out of the rut. I'm going to
Okay.
fix this team. I'm
Mm.
going to put Nate Bastian on the first line.
Hell yeah.
And the people said, fuck it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
not?
Why not?
What are
Try
we
it.
saying? How did we say it? King
Might as well do
Bass?
some silly shit.
Yeah. But who did he replace on the line? Like who was he with?
So, the whole first line was different. It was Jack Hughes, Nate Bastian, and Paul Cotter.
Yeah, but Cotter
Whoa.
because Palat got sick.
Yeah. Yeah. Palat got the norovirus from Stefan Nason.
Yeah. So lines were it was a blender game. But
Yeah,
that's,
and they didn't last. This was a true
No.
Lindy Ruff mismatch where
Yes.
yeah.
it started off with that was the first line, and the second line was Nico, Timo, and Brat. No, Timo ended up on
No.
the third.
Yes, he did.
Who was on the second?
I can't remember.
Was Mercer back on
Maybe?
the second?
I
Interesting.
can't remember.
I don't know. All I remember
But I
is that
know
Nico
Timo
and
was
Brat
in the
were
third,
together.
for sure.
And Timo was
Yeah.
on the third.
Wow.
It was a classic Lindy Ruff blender. The reason why I can't remember is because this was also
Because it
like,
just didn't make any sense, and it was just like
well, no, the lines also just didn't last.
right.
No,
right.
it got
just went
changed
back.
Throughout
Constantly.
no, it didn't go back.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
a blender. Every single shift, you just didn't know who was going to go out there.
Nope. Had no idea.
Interesting.
Is it a shift change or is it just a different line? It's
I
who
don't know.
knows? Who knows? It's a Wednesday night in Newark. We're just doing some things.
Might as well.
I think there's something about Nate Bastian on the first line. Do you know what that tells me?
What?
And Cotter and who was it?
Jack.
Jack. It's vibes. Check.
Yeah.
I
little bit.
feel
Yeah.
like because the difference between Lindy Ruff's blender lines and Keefe's blender lines, I feel like Lindy Ruff is very reactionary.
Right.
I think this is just trying something different to get them out of the rut. I
Yes.
don't think this is like permanent. Okay, we're doing blender lines for the rest of the season.
And that's actually exactly what Keefe said,
Okay,
that it was not permanent. It was clearly like just this is,
do
I
something
think,
different. Get them out of
Yep.
their heads.
I think everyone knows this feeling when you've been practicing
Yes.
the same thing over and over, something you know how to do, whether it's a sport, music,
Mhm.
homework, like whatever it is, and
Yeah.
you're doing the same thing over and over again, and you know how to do it, but it's just not working, and you're getting
Mhm.
more frustrated with it. Sometimes you just
Yeah.
have to just start doing some silly stuff and do anything other than what you normally do
Mhm.
to like get back to that place.
Yeah.
And Keefe, talked about why he decided to put Bastian on the first line. He just said, while our team has been in a bit of a funk, Bass has been terrific. He played his best hockey of the season. He's super confident right now. In the last stretch of games here, we've scored 4 goals at 5-on-5, and Bass has been on the ice for 3 of them. So he was just rewarding him for having some good play the past couple of weeks,
And that's also
Nate Bastian, first line winger.
where he belongs.
I like
Yeah.
how Keefe also awful. Sorry. I like how Keefe worded that because it's also about rewarding a player and creating positive vibes. It's not about I'm putting the team in a blender because shit's
Yeah.
not working.
Right.
Like it's such a different
It's not about punishing
Headspace.
anyone
Right.
who was already on the first or second line.
Yes.
Exactly.
It's more just about rewarding someone who's doing well and who you think might help to boost
morale.
Yeah.
Everything.
I'm a big fan in general of people who like highlight the positive. I think that's always better for morale in any sort of team setting.
Oh, it seems that kind of strategy of coaching just works better for the Devils team too.
Oh, yeah. I was Nason on the second line.
Oh.
That's right. He was back from norovirus.
I'm glad he's back.
Right. He gave it to Palat for this one.
The third line was Meyer, Dowling, and Mercer. And then McDermott, Lazar, and Tatar. I didn't even notice that Lazar was here this game.
I didn't know McDermott was there either.
McDermott's been there.
Yeah, unfortunately.
He's not doing anything. Yeah. He's there.
So the Devils were rewarded for playing around and finding out. It didn't look like it was going to go that way at the first.
That's how you know.
And that's how you know
that we're going to be okay.
That's how, honestly, this was the moment I knew. Just like how I knew they were losing to the Senators the moment they came out strong.
This was the opposite.
The very beginning when Jesper Bratt gave, what is the opposite of sexy?
Not sexy.
Ick.
Repulsive?
Icky passing. This was icky passing.
I like icky.
Okay. This was icky passing. Icky Vicky. Ooh. Yes, exactly like that.
Yeah.
This was icky passing. This was, instead of a sexy pass, this was an icky pass that was directly to Boston. And they score because of course they did. And the camera, this is how you knew they were going to win. The camera pans to Jesper Bratt.
Oh no.
And you could see that Jekyll and Hyde shift occur. Mans was pissed. And then suddenly the entire team was ready to play the game of the year.
Well, I'm glad they got that inspiration.
And something else that really gave them inspiration was Markstrom. This is the game where Markstrom was injured.
Oh no. I'm glad I didn't watch it happen in real time. I think I'd be a lot more panicked than what you guys updated me in the chat about.
I will talk about this a little bit later about like we'll get into it a little bit later. But and he was doing the splits and his leg got pushed into the net. And then he was hurting and he, decided to leave the ice. And Jake Allen was put in. Jake Allen came in. The Bruins had scored once.
Okay.
This man locked it in and said, once is all you are getting.
Good.
No more.
Good.
For the Bruins.
He knew they had to win it for him.
The Devils started their revenge tour with It Boy Dawson Mercer.
They did.
Oh, right on track. I feel like this is what, like, if I was going to write How Did the Devils Come Back, that's how I would open it.
And you know what I would follow it up with? Something I have been missing so desperately. A Dougie Hamilton power play goal.
Yes.
Oh, I'm taking the pin out.
Let's talk about Dougie Hamilton because I feel like I'm always in the trenches defending this man.
Yeah.
Because he
really
goes...
I just think he's overall like good.
I think he's good at the role he is on the team for when they utilize him that way.
Which they haven't necessarily been.
Okay.
He is like the offensive defenseman.
Yes.
He's not there. He's not Brett Pesce.
No.
He's the opposite of that.
No, he's always taking that slap shot from afar.
And
exactly.
Always.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Classic Dougie move.
That's all he does.
Oh my God. That is like the Happy Gilmore slap shot is what Dougie is on this team to do on the power play.
Yeah, they were just like not passing to him on the power play for some reason. And
then people post these stupid post-game scorecards that shows Dougie like at the bottom because he's like, mid at defense or whatever. And I'm like, that's
not the role that I'm expecting him to play for the team.
This is a man, he's a defenseman. You put him on the power play as your defenseman, and then you give the puck to him.
Yep.
And he takes his slap shot. The slap shot heard around the world. I was in the bathroom once and I could hear the shot all the way up in the nosebleeds.
Yeah, that's all I've ever seen him do.
Yeah.
I forgot he was a defenseman, honestly.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. I don't know if this is like a controversial opinion, but I'm okay with players having like one or two things that they're really good at and that being the thing they focus on. And
Yeah.
I think it's good to have some well-rounded players, but like I've always maintained like Jack Hughes. I don't care if Jack Hughes is kind of like defensive.
He doesn't need to be defensive at all.
I don't care. I don't care.
Let him do his Instagram hockey.
Let
That's
him do
all
his
we need him
Instagram
for.
hockey. Sometimes he's going to cause a turnover, which is why you put him with line mates and defensemen that make sense for his style of play. But you know what? High risk, high reward, and also entertaining to me. That's fine. Keep doing it.
Right.
Yeah, I literally get this all the time at work. It's better to be a master at your craft than a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Yes.
Depending
absolutely.
on not on everything, but in this specific thing, I think it applies.
And there are some people who can do it. I mean, Nico is very good at being well-rounded and adapting to his teammates. So
that's why he's captain.
Right. Yeah. And I would say there are people like, I think Paul Cotter is good at filling in gaps and being like very flexible and adjusting. And there are other guys who they have a role, they have a job.
Yes.
And Dougie Hamilton's is to get the puck on the power play. I was so happy to see that. And this moment, I was like, oh, we're so back to our roots. We're winning. They fucking got this. And we had another power play goal immediately after this with Stefan Nason. Oh, we're excited. Okay, we've built ourselves a little bit of lead, a little bit of a cushion. Billy or Dano, I don't remember which one. Billy or Dano goes, all right, yeah, another power play. Let's see if they can capitalize on this, build themselves a little bit of a cushion. Yeah. Okay, they score. And, they're talking about, oh, awesome. That's a little bit of cushion. They're going to be feeling really, Dawson Mercer just scored again.
Yeah. 12 seconds later.
12 seconds.
12 seconds
it's
later.
A magic second number.
Yeah. Wasn't that Nico's two back-to-back goals?
I think it was technically 10, but yes.
Yeah.
But they said 12 seconds on the air. So,
yeah.
Speaking of power plays and Nico, you know what else Dougie Hamilton can do on the power play? Set up Nico to score.
Oh, okay.
Honestly, I think this puck was going in either way. This was another Dougie Hamilton power play shot, and Nico was there to just like
make sure.
Yeah. A little bit of insurance.
Yes. 3
power play goals in one game, Shannon.
I genuinely, when I saw the score for this, like, I don't even know where I was at work at that point, but I honestly thought I read the score in reverse.
Yeah.
You see the final score is 1-5.
Was confused. I was like, oh wait, really? I didn't believe it. I didn't believe it, especially because I saw in the chat about like Markstrom being injured, and I was like,
"There's no way."
Yeah. I was like, "It's over. It's over." Sorry, I'm being quite too.
Don't worry,
it's an appropriate reaction.
You
to
were
losing
the
Markstrom.
only one. Dawson Mercer was first star. I
Good
think,
for him.
I think this is what they
original
needed.
It Boy.
Original It Boy, Dawson Mercer.
I'm happy we won this game.
I think they needed to win this game.
Yeah,
yes. They for sure did.
Absolutely did.
I think if this game goes a different direction, if Markstrom, is injured, goes out, and instead Boston scores next, I think this becomes a very different game and a very different season.
Yep. I agree. I feel like we could honestly look back on the season and say this was the moment.
Yeah.
That goal.
How you responded.
Was the moment.
Yeah. How they responded to this, I feel like sets the mentality.
Yep. It's going to be a pivotal point in how they move forward.
Put a pin in it.
All right.
What was the other thing I told you to put a pin in? Oh, I think it was just Keefe blending the lines, getting out of the rut. I think that's what it was.
I think.
Just got to make sure we're taking all of our pins out of the cork board at the end.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave the audience hanging.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of leaving the audience hanging, let's get into our Skrcuffle Award.
All right, Shannon, tell me about your awards here.
There are no awards this week.
Okay. That's fine.
I signed too much paperwork, and the show that I'm on is too sensitive for me to even say
that's right.
Like specifics about anything that happens.
There are actual real life fights.
Yeah, I watched a lot of fights this week that I cannot report on, and I apologize.
In regards to hockey, Nico didn't punch anyone this week, so
yeah, and there was nothing like listed. I think
there
was like some scrums.
Yeah.
But nothing compared to Nico and Siegenthaler beating on Matthew Tkachuk.
After last week, nothing really compares to that.
Yeah.
You know who did beat on a Tkachuk this week?
Oh, yeah.
Not on the Devils. Just a silly little scrum that happened between one Igor Shesterkin and Brady Tkachuk.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Igor decided to take Brady Tkachuk was behind the net, and
I thought he
Igor
was the
decided to
good
take things
guy.
into his own. No, there's no truly good Tkachuk.
Can you be?
Okay. Just the better of the two brothers.
Of the two evils.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Now I
Maybe
now
there's a
I got
distant cousin who's like a,
Maybe.
Good
a
guy.
saint or something, but yeah, that was fun. As
Wow. I'm
As
looking
an
that up right
a
after
Igor
this.
Silly.
Shesterkin fan,
Hee hee ha ha.
you saw that moment that Igor's brain snapped
Yeah.
and he charged around back of the net, ready to get a piece of Tkachuk.
That's honestly, if a goalie came after me, that is so much more that is more
Right?
terrifying than any player.
100%.
That's so much gear.
yeah. They could just sit on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
And you lose.
And
That's
then
it.
you lose. And you look silly losing.
Mhm.
All right. Well, we're going to blow right past it and move on into our whispers. Allie, what are the whispers on the Total Wins this week?
I got two things for you. I'm going to start with the less silly one and then do the silly one. Okay.
Okay.
We had the return of a medium body injury.
I love this.
Where's my
So-
glass of wine?
I mean, I don't love it because I don't love that it happened, but I love that that's what it is.
If you have been a longtime listener of this podcast, you know that last year when Timo Meier was out for a couple of games, Lindy Ruff referred to his injury when asked by reporters if it was an upper body injury or lower body injury. You know, how long is Timo going to be out?
Mm-hmm.
Lindy Ruff cryptically answered, "It's a medium body injury," leaving Devils fans to wonder, what the hell is the medium body?
Where's that?
And when it finally came out that Timo had a medial collateral ligament injury, I theorized that
Mhm.
Lindy Ruff was told he had a medial collateral ligament injury and heard medium instead of medial and just
Mhm.
ran with that. And so ever since then, I've
It
been
makes the most
calling
sense.
MCL injuries medium body injuries.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you're absolutely right that that's exactly what happened.
So when Markstrom did the splits and got pushed into the net, it was pretty
Sounds so
obvious
painful.
to my eyes that it was an MCL, sprain at least.
Okay.
A lot of people melted down on Twitter. And this is like, I don't know, a personal pet peeve of mine when people start trying to speculate on injuries.
Mm.
Even though like I speculated privately in our group chat, like I texted him, I was like, oh, that he's got
Well,
an
it's
MCL
different.
sprain.
Yeah, you
You
didn't
did.
like
You did.
post it.
And I was right. Slay.
Yes. You weren't catastrophizing, you weren't trying to like clickbait anyone into thinking that it's worse than it is. Like,
But there's always these people who try to speculate on injuries based off of mechanism. And I'm always sitting there laughing. I'm like, if you only knew. And everyone is going off about how it's his ACL. That was never his ACL because that's not even the right like torsion or direction of force to cause an ACL injury. Like his knee, like you could do it, but it would have taken a lot more force and he would not have been able to stand up afterwards. I know he was in pain when he stood up afterwards, but like he would not have been standing up because if his ACL tore, like he would have torn multiple other ligaments as well to get to that one. And like dude's knee would have been hanging by a thread. Like, come on.
That
Ugh.
sounds awful.
People start doing this thing anytime someone is injured where they start Googling like the worst possible injury that could be in that body part. And then they start like posting about like the recovery time for ACL injury, which is ACL injury is rough like that. You're down and out for a while.
oh, sure.
And everyone's like panicking about Markstrom's potential injury and no one even knows what it is. And it just drives me, coconuts, bananas. Yep. It drives me crazy. I can't stand it.
I like how you said that while holding a dumpling.
I do. I have my
It's
little
a coconuts banana dumpling.
dumpling plush that I
Oh, nice.
squeeze.
Yeah.
He's so cute.
This is the plush that I was trying to get from the vending machine the day I got my concussion. And when
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
when I was bleeding from my face, I thought to, and I went to the crane machine before I went skating, and I saw this plush sitting at the top. I've been trying to get this plush for weeks, and I was like, okay, it's sitting right at the top there. If I'll just go, and then when I'm done skating, I'll go and play the crane machine and get this little dumpling plush with the smiling face. It's very cute.
Yes.
And when I fell and hit my head and was bleeding everywhere, and I had to call my friend, my coworker, to bring me to the ER, I remember thinking to myself, do I have time to stop by the Crane machine and get the dumpling plush?
Priorities.
And then I was like, nah, I can't see straight, so I probably won't really be able to play the Crane game. So I went back a couple weeks later and got the dumpling plush.
And he was still there.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's meant to be my little friend. What were we talking about?
Medium body injury.
Yeah. So he has an MCL sprain, they said, not tear. So,
Yes.
So, 4 to 6 weeks he'll be out, and then he should come back. And he'll probably be able to, if it is truly just a sprain, he'll be able to like work out like progressively. He'll probably go through like a progressive workout program where he'll be like resting,
Right.
and then they'll start to have him do like some light exercise and then some more intense exercise, and they'll like work him back up over the next 4 to 6 weeks to normal, which is good because that means when he comes back, he should be able to hopefully like hit the ground running.
Right.
It's not like Jack or Dougie when they had their shoulder and pectoral surgeries where they probably had to be immobile for a certain amount of time after surgery and then had to like rehab. Like sprains are usually a little more forgiving that you can like rehab your way through the healing.
It's good to know.
Yeah, I think I'm like hopeful. They have a little bit of a break with the Four Nations, and then hopefully he'll be able to. Jake Allen and Isaac Poulter can keep it locked down, and Markstrom will come back just in time to get geared up for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Do you guys want something silly now?
Yeah, I just read it.
This is kind of a follow-up on our
talking point last week.
Yeah, so last week we were talking about Quinn Hughes on Raya, because apparently now this is just the Quinn Hughes gossip segment.
Yep.
Sorry,
so
Quinn.
People like to talk about, I guess.
Quinn was leaving a game and he stopped to sign some jerseys and merch for the fans.
Okay.
And you guys, there was a girl in his passenger seat.
Shocking.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even come up with like a joke because it's just like,
okay.
Yeah. That means this Raya profile's working.
It worked.
I guess so.
I guess that's the joke.
Another success for Raya.
Pictures won somebody over. Is my guess.
They worked. Yeah. What's really funny about this is obviously, people were talking about it. Like, oh my God, is this his new girlfriend? Blah, 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 blah. I feel bad for this girl. She looked like a little awkward sitting in that passenger seat. Like, you could tell she wasn't sure if she should like make eye contact with the fans or like ignore them. But like, you don't want to be like rude and ignore them. But also like, you just don't know what to do.
Really
just like
know this guy either.
Yeah.
Right.
You're just like sitting there, it seems like a very kind of awkward situation to be in. And now, everyone's like speculating about her. So it's very stressful. But the funniest thing about this is that some people responded to this and they were like, because a lot of people were shocked about this because he was just on Raya last week and now all of a sudden he has a girl in his car, which makes him think that he's like actively dating this girl. And a bunch of people responded to like the surprise by being like, oh, come on. Everyone knows about Philly girl.
Philly girl. He just has a girl that he hooks up with in Philly. Is that what they're implying?
Apparently there's some girl from Philly that he like flew out to hang out with.
Okay.
And this is like some
people can't see like the not the shock. I don't know how
she looks puzzled is how I describe it.
Yeah, you do look puzzled. Yeah. So Shannon, don't you know about Philly girl?
No, I'm just thinking about cream cheese.
You know how you keep up with Quinn Hughes's airline ticket purchase habits.
Yeah.
To know that he's flying a girl out from Philly to hang out.
How do people know these things? Why do people know these things? Why do people care about these things?
A Tumblr source, probably.
Also, like, so good for him.
Yeah.
I want his Raya profile to work. I
want Quinn Hughes to find.
People should have successful relationships.
Yeah.
Don't you want him to be happy?
And then I want him to get down on one knee and peel back the plastic lining of a package of Oreos.
Nice.
Hold one up and say, "Will you be my Oreo queen?" And then they can wear matching Oreo jerseys. Because the funniest thing about this is everyone's online tagging Quinn Hughes, talking about Quinn, talking about this girl. Does he have a girlfriend? And he's just posting his Oreo collaboration.
Love that.
That's so funny.
That's the thing going on in his life right now.
Yeah.
Oreos.
He doesn't have time for Philly girl. He's in a
No.
relationship with the
Oreos.
brand Oreos.
Uh-huh.
All right, that's all I got for you this week.
I love the silly whispers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's not worry about it. Move on into the segment where we don't worry about it, because sometimes I'm saying random shit and the announcers do it too. So this week we have a little bit of a shorter list because we all had trouble listening to the games
I
this
did
week.
not have any trouble. They were just being normal this week.
Oh, I feel like when the team isn't doing so great, they're probably
Dano gets a little more serious.
exactly. So first we got Arctic again.
Arctic.
Yeah, cathartic.
Cathartic.
Just cathartic, but in the Arctic.
Arctic.
Yes. Yeah.
Sure, Bill.
Next we have Mercury Dog. I like this one.
I think that's Dawson Mercer's name now.
Yeah.
Mercury
I think
Dog.
so.
Mercury Dog.
Yeah.
If he does eventually get a Doberman, he should name it Mercury.
And
I'm just
That'll be
saying.
his new logo can be him like the Mars rover. But it's like just Dawson Mercer's face
Yeah.
pasted onto it.
Also, real quick, want to get into explaining what I meant by turkey ice cream last week, since we had so
what the
much.
hell was that about?
And this time I have time to explain it.
Okay, yeah.
So the producer said,
Oh, like Turkey Hill?
nope.
Oh.
Oh,
I should
would
have
have
asked
made more
him.
sense.
So he was referring to one of Jack Hughes' plays, and he said he handles the puck like turkey ice cream. I was like, what the F does that mean? And he showed me a video of a very popular tourist attraction in Turkey where you go up to the ice cream cart and they play like this game where they give you the cone, but it has like this long metal spoon. So they trick you where it looks like they put the ice cream on, but they don't.
I've
like
seen
it's like
this.
a prank where
Yes.
it's like
Oh?
It's
a part of the entertainment to get your
it's
ice
like an
cream.
illusion,
Yeah.
like
Where
thing.
you think you're getting your
Huh.
ice cream, but the guy is so
You know, like
skilled.
that-
It's like a sleight of hand thing where
You know, like
you
that-
get it, but you don't.
You know, like that ball thing that they used to sell on TV commercials that you could like, it was like the vanishing ball that you would like,
Yes.
you had one, Shannon.
Yes, I
That
did.
one that you like
You like,
wiggle
it was
it
like the
around
magic
kind of.
orb.
and the orb
Yeah.
thing.
You know
Yeah,
what?
Like you do the David Bowie hand thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to
it's-
come back to that another time, but I had a magician face.
You did have a magician face. And I think you should bring it back. I loved it.
Yeah. 2025, year of the magician.
Why not?
And but it looks like that. It's like they put the ice cream on the cone and then like you go to eat it and they're like, whoop, got your nose.
Like,
That's
literally.
so weird.
And it goes on like way too long. But the producer was like, that's like turkey ice cream, where like Jack was weaving through and it was like an illusion where the puck was.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was like, that's what came to mind. Like, you just want ice cream.
Fushigi.
Maybe.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's
of.
what it was called. Yes.
Yeah, Jack treats the puck like a fushigi.
Mhm. Yeah.
Maybe he grew up watching those commercials too.
It might have. It might have died out by that point, though.
Yeah, it came fast and it left even faster.
But not in my heart.
Nope. We still remember you, Fushigi.
Yes. Well, we won't worry about it for now.
Nope.
Come back later. Let's move on into our It Boy of the Week.
I have a nomination.
I also have a nomination.
Okay. Well,
And
I
this
thought I
is-
did too, but let's see.
Should we do the 1, 2, 3? We haven't done that in a while.
Whoa.
We can try.
Whoa. Okay. I'm just going to preference that my nomination is fully based on what you guys have presented to me.
Okay.
You're telling me about these games.
So we've convinced you.
Yep.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. Dawson
Mercer.
Mercer.
Wow.
Wow. Look at that.
That's
Hey.
a natural it boy.
That's cool. Yeah, that was indeed
When you guys were mentioning
Natty
it,
It Boy.
he was OG, and I was like, yeah, he
Yeah.
brought it. He deserves it. It's been a bit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're bringing the devils back to their roots.
Mhm.
We're getting
Not
back
too
in the
far.
group.
Not too far.
To the good roots, not the rotten
Yeah.
ones.
Yes.
I think this is
Lovely.
a turning point. I think this is a start of a new beginning.
And you know how earlier we were saying we were going down the rabbit hole, falling down that hole, hanging onto your dress?
Yeah.
If Dawson Mercer was also falling down the rabbit hole into Wonderland, he was a character. He's gonna be Thackeray Earwicket.
Yep.
Whatever that is.
Is that the White Rabbit?
Nope.
No, Thackeray Earwicket is
Everyone.
it's
also a rabbit apparently, but
he's
the brown
different
rabbit.
Yeah,
the brown one.
Yeah,
They just gave him a full name.
I
don't know who that character is.
Brendan Dillon's the Mad Hatter because he always wears the hats.
Oh, good.
I was going to say Eric Holla's Eric Holla
is the
is
Cheshire Cat because of the Mean
That's
Girl
so
grin.
good. That's so good. Yes.
Oh, that's perfect.
Okay, who's Alice?
Jesper Bratt.
I was going to say Jack or Brat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go with Brat because we always make Jack the main character of things.
Yeah. I mean this in the nicest way possible. Brett Pesci and Luke Hughes are Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
I like it. That's good.
Who's the Red Queen who's going around off with their heads?
Ooh.
See, then I would have said Brat, but I could also see
Timo
in that role.
Yeah, I like Timo for it.
Who's the White Rabbit? Who's keeping everybody
we
on
didn't do
time
the
and on
White
track
Rabbit.
all the time?
I mean, it's got to be Nico.
Yeah,
It's Nico.
Without a doubt. Well, I'm going to go outside and pick up my brain off the sidewalk because this has been
Cold out there.
Scoop that thing back in your noggin.
Yeah, I really need it. I'm really looking forward to watching the games next week because I can.
Yeah.
So, as I'm picking up my brain, this is Hot Girls Hockey. Tune in next week for more sugar,
Spice,
and everything ice.
If you like our show, please leave us a rating, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, tweet at us at hotgirlshockey_, and follow us on YouTube and TikTok while it still exists.
Ooh, yeah.
hit the button.
Slay.